Praise with Dewan B. Music for your soul. You're listening to Hotep Ish with your host, Dewan B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
Welcome. Welcome. Thank y'all for joining the nigga. Let me get some preaching music on. We're going to talk about a lot of things today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about, this is what we're going to start off with. We're going to be talking about, you know, something I saw. I don't watch too much, I watch basketball, but I don't watch those halftime shows. I don't watch ESPN and all that bullshit, because it ain't nothing but old coon-ass niggas talking down on younger black men. So, I'm good. But I did see a little bit this past Sunday, and I want to get over it and talk about it. What's up, everybody? What's up, Quan? What's up, Sinister? Oh shit! It just now hit my mind. I forgot to post my Mixcloud show from this past Friday. My bad. I'm publishing shit right now. Y'all going over to Mixcloud and go to my last show. I've been taking some damn time off. I like talking, but hell, I like shutting the fuck up and being quiet just as much as I love talking. So I done took I ain't did no shows. I ain't did Saturday, nothing. Nothing. I just been like, you know what? I don't feel like talking to none of you niggas. Let me just go back and chill. Not say nothing. Just hang out. So that's what I've been doing. Was on the drums yesterday. Recorded my sound packs. Those sound packs that I recorded last year, a lot of them were useless because I had a bum-ass engineer. So I had to go back in the studio yesterday and re-record some stuff, and I'll be back in the studio next week doing some more sound packs. So for those of you who've been waiting for them, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. But yeah, I couldn't use much of my previous sound packs because, and that was like, I spent like $2,000 recording those sound packs too. $2,500 between the 3 sessions. I spent $2,500 in studio time and engineers to record all that shit. But the way they recorded it, it was all basically useless. So I had to go drop another rack yesterday and another one in a couple weeks to re-record my music. But that's what it is when it comes to music. Music got to be about the right quality. If it ain't the right quality, don't fuck with it. The quality got to be right. So I wasn't about to share some bullshit. Somebody said in the chat room. I mean, this is hot topics today, so I'm going off what y'all talking about. Then I'm gonna get to what we talking about. Someone in the chat room says, "Y'all ever noticed that we complain about old heads not building us anything when they were alive? Nothing stopped them from building." No, that's true. The crazy part about it is, the old heads, their parents and their grandparents built a whole lot and left them shit. But then the generation that was before us, the boomers, were like, "Fuck you, mom, I don't want your hair salon. I'm going to go and get a college degree, and I'm going to work for corporate America." That's what happened after the 60s. The children of the 60s, when they got into the 70s and the 80s, they was like, damn, building upon what my parents, because when you look at that older generation, that generation born before the pre-baby boomers, the one born before 1940, before 1945, that generation, mostly all of them owned a business, even if they had a job. My grandfather used to have a hamburger stand on 67th and Main Street. But luckily for me, my parents built something. I'm not in that mix. But overall, You right. Overall, them boomers, man. But go back and listen to for those of you that aren't subscribed, go back and listen to Craig Facts. We had our fathers on last week. We had a part 1 and a part 2. And our dads broke that down in real time. A lot of the things that was going on and a lot of the deception that was going on. And I said, what can I do about that 2,500? Nothing really. I can maybe go to small claims court or whatever, but it's not worth it. Yeah, the boomers did a lot of things that our generation, we got to study, because we can't leave the next generation the way the boomers left us. That's right, Dr. Senator FDL Hewley. That nigga ain't shit. What's up, Kelly? What's up, Melanin, Joey Dangerously? Thank y'all for joining. Sherelle Bryan, Ramon James, Nino, thank y'all for joining. When's the next Mixcloud session? I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you're right. I do need to notify y'all in advance when it comes to Mixcloud. I really do. It just I be having so much going on. Look, my Mixcloud schedule, I try my best to do Fridays and Sundays. Now I don't hit every Friday and Sunday, but I do try to do Fridays and Sundays, and it's usually gonna be 8 or 9 o'clock Pacific time on a Friday or a Sunday. 80% of the time I'm gonna get you on a Friday or a Sunday. But like I did this past Friday, but I didn't do Sunday. Cause I told y'all Sunday I was just all talked out. I just need to Sunday I needed to just chill. And I'm glad I did, because I spent 12 hours in the studio yesterday. Y'all know how it is, how draining it is to be creative for that long. I ain't been playing the drums much over the last 10 years, so shit. That 12-hour session wore me out. What's up, 100% Rotten Podcast? Yeah, you're right, Sherelle. I need to notify y'all. What I'll do is I'll put it up. Follow my IG and my Twitter. I always put it up on IG and Twitter. I usually give at least a 2 or 3 hour notice. I need to give a bigger notice than 2 or 3 hours for Mixcloud. But usually I give some kind of a notice, and I usually put the notice up on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, and I just posted this past Friday show. What's up, Northside Drake? What else y'all talking about in the chat room? Let me see. So, yeah. That's right. You say your granddad owned a landscaping and painting business while collecting payroll checks from the school district. That's right. Our grandparents, man, that age group, they hustled. And they did do a great job of leaving something. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, you said Corey wanted me on 5150. I said, no, I haven't. No, we haven't talked, because I got to call Corey. No, we haven't talked. Usually I'll be up at the Improv. I was going to go up to the Improv last night and holler at Corey, but nigga, I told you I had that 12-hour session yesterday in the studio. That shit right there, boy, drained the fuck out of me. I was in bed, knocked out. Usually when we at the Improv, we be up there pretty late. Usually, a lot of times I don't even get, if I'm not booked, I don't get to the Improv till about 11 o'clock at night. But nah, I didn't do it yesterday. I was tired. And my grandfather used to, one thing that he did, he used to sell chickens. What he would do is he would get my dad in the car when my dad was young, in the 50s, and then drive up to like up near Bakersfield, up towards that way, and And for those of you who know LA, Bakersfield's about a 2.5 hour drive north of LA. My granddad would go up there and get some chickens, come back, and then on Saturdays, and then then drive around LA selling those chickens, and wouldn't come home until all the chickens were sold. And then he had another business where he would help out before the grocery stores became a major thing. His business would be cutting, like slicing and dicing chickens for like people in Hollywood. Like I forgot which client he said was first, but they turned him on to other people. Like he would talk to me about going to Katharine Hepburn's house and Orson Welles, and he would be all up in them, like them old, like 1950s Hollywood. Dashiell Hammett, 1950s. He would be the guy that would go and sell them their chickens, and then he would like cut them and everything up and clean them for the celebrities. And he always told me his favorite client was Nat King Cole. Now, mind you, my grandfather, Poppy, who just turned 98 years old this past Sunday, so please, in the chat room, say happy birthday, Poppy. 98 years old. Poppy, he's the kind of person, I told you, he's been calling me the fat motherfucker since I was 2. Probably longer than that, but that's just far back as I can remember. Poppy cusses everybody out. Cause my grandfather was cool with Red Fox. Another person he used to see around town back in LA back in the 1950s. And he would talk about how cool him and Red Fox was. And I'd be like, so Poppy, who was funnier? I was like, so Poppy, was Red Fox funny? He said, shit. Red Fox is funny, but he wasn't as funny as me, goddammit. You know how old people are always talking shit. My grandfather's funny as hell, always talking shit. The only person he never talked shit about was Nat King Cole. Anytime I would ask him about Nat King Cole, he would always say, his first words were always a gentleman. He was a gentleman. And he said that Nat was always very classy. He said Nat was always classy. Nat was always accommodating. Just a true gentleman. We all must remember Nat King Cole. One of the greatest to ever do it. Do y'all know that Nat King Cole was the first person to move into Hancock Park in LA? This was his house. Still there. Matter of fact, me and my wife drove past it yesterday. We drove past it yesterday. Over in Hancock Park. Do y'all know that while away on a road trip one time? Oh, this isn't his house. This is the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Do y'all know while away on a road trip one time, Nat King Cole's house was bombed? Yep. That's how they do niggas. And people that want to go around acting like racism don't happen in LA because it's different out here in LA. It ain't the South, nigga. No. Happens here too. Always has. They bombed this man's house when he was away on a road trip. My dad used to talk about how when he would go over to Nat King Cole's house, when my grandfather was working with him, Nat King Cole had a Saint Bernard, and my dad and his daughter and Nat's daughter Natalie would take turns riding Nat's Saint Bernard. I love my pops. Nat King Cole, one of the great legends of all time in music history. Oh, I will be. I just got a call this morning. I'm gonna be on Fox. Fox Soul actually called me back, y'all. Fox Soul. They want me to talk about can you be. I'm not gonna say the discussion. Y'all see it when I get there. But I'm gonna be on Fox Soul on Monday. It's gonna be over Zoom. But y'all know the topic's gonna be on race, and y'all know I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it. It's gonna be fun. I haven't been on Fox Soul in 2 years. Yeah, I want to move to Hancock Park. That's one. But the Jews got Hancock Park on lock. They don't sell to anybody who ain't Jewish. No, Natalie Cole passed away at 65 years young a couple years ago, cancer. And that's why I celebrated Natalie Cole on my last episode of In Cincinnati Trades. She was a goddess. I had tickets to see her that year too, and she passed away before the show came. Yeah. But I'm going to get into talking about, before I get into talking about the Monroe Doctrine, I'm going to talk about something that happened. I was watching bullshit ass, well, let me stop this. I don't want to get a copyright strike. I was watching bullshit ass, I was watching basketball this past Sunday. And by mistake, I actually watched a fucking halftime show. I never watched them goddamn halftime shows. But I did this time. And what I saw when I watched the halftime show was very disturbing. It was very disturbing. Yeah, Natalie Cole could swing her ass off. Sing and swing her ass off. When I say swing, I mean swing her notes, you perverts. Not actually swing. But Natalie Cole was fine as hell. Man, Natalie Cole was fine. But she can sing her ass off. Never forget Natalie Cole. But back to what we talking about. Oh yeah, rest in peace of Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. You know, those of us who grew up watching wrestling in my age group, Razor Ramon was the greatest intercontinental champion of all time. Rest in peace, Chico. Shit. I still, every time I chew a toothpick, flick it like Razor Ramon. Been doing that shit for 30 years now. Chico. Yeah, rest in peace. But we're going to talk about some shit that happened. Yeah, Kenyon Moore does kind of favor Natalie Cole. Kenyon Moore looks a lot like Natalie Cole. Yeah, Natalie Cole, man. Rest in peace. But I saw something, I'm going to transition, because I saw something disturbing when I was watching the halftime show. And this is the exact reason why I stopped watching ESPN over 10 years ago. It's the reason why I don't watch these halftime shows. When I watch basketball now, I'm telling you right now, the TV's on mute. I'm either listening to something on YouTube but or watch or listen to the music. I cannot listen to these motherfuckers talk basketball. That shit is all agenda. It is all agenda. They use sports as a canvas to paint social narratives. Part of the reason why I be talking so much shit about LeBron fans and clowning you sorry ass niggas. Not the fans, the bronzexuals. Just people who like LeBron. I ain't talking about y'all. The normal people who know he's not your daddy, y'all cool. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about these bronzexual niggas. Part of the reason why I go so hard in the paint against these cats is because it's like these is the main ones that's caught up in the agenda. All this sport shit is agenda. They use sports as a canvas to create social norms to keep black men docile. Let me say that one more time. They use, I appreciate that, Tina. They use sports as an agenda to keep black men in line and docile. What do niggas do when they talk sports? They argue about one black man versus another black man. And then when you mention a white player like Luka, like Larry Bird, it's, oh man, he dope. They'll never argue about white players. They argue about niggas all day. Hell, on the Dallas Mavericks, Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic didn't get along because they had ethnic differences. Little white ethnicity infighting going on. The media never brought that up, never talked about it. They would, if you listen to local media, the local Dallas media would talk about it in passing sometimes, but they never made it they never made that a feature on ESPN. They never highlighted that throughout games when they played together. But when it comes to black men, all they do is have other black men fighting over which nigga you like the most. So that's why when I be clowning these LeBron fans, that's just the reason why. You niggas is corny. And when I have some free time and don't necessarily feel like talking about anything important, because like I always tell y'all, it's good to pass information, but sometimes you just want to have a little bit of time to fuck off and talk about nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with having fuck off time where you just have a little bit of fun. So sometimes I have fun clowning these kind of niggas because it's my firm belief, these is the niggas holding us back. Hey man, what's up, Jaren 15? I saw Jaren 215 make some comments last week in Craig Facts in the chat room when we had a guest talking. Nigga, that shit had me dying. I forgot what this nigga said, but that I looked up at the screen maybe like 3 times the whole show when we had our guest. Cause you niggas be having me laughing, so I don't look at the screen. I looked at the screen. Nigga, Jaren 215 said something so goddamn funny. I forgot what it was, but I just remember it like laughing my ass off. But back to the story. ESPN, and here's how they work. It's always going to be a white host. They have the white host who directs the conversation, which that white host is like this guy here. They're not that smart. They have an earpiece in their ear, and the people off camera are the ones directing the conversation, really. Mike Greenberg is his name. They have the white guy sort of play coy. The white guy sort of just introduce the topic and be like, hey, I'm out of it from here. You niggers take over it. And then they get the old niggas. And let's take a look at the screen real quick. First of all, I remember one day I was watching ESPN this is a few years ago. And this was after I stopped really fucking with them, but I was like out of town somewhere, and I was just getting high. I was probably like my 5th joint in a row. And I was just looking at these dudes talk real serious in suits. And that's what it was. It was for the tournament, the March Madness thing. I was getting high, watching the March Madness, and I had I had my music on and the TV on mute. But you know how it is when you high, you get silly. And I was just looking like, what are these niggas arguing about? Think about this shit. Hey, listeners, follow me here. Follow me. This is sports. You get musty playing sports. You wear your worst clothes to go work out. Why are grown-ass men in suits talking seriously about a fucking sport? These niggas look like they about to talk about whether nuclear warheads are gonna get dropped off. You got Jalen Rose over here to the right, looking like Malcolm X with the glasses on. These niggas look like they just finished singing "A Change Is Gonna Come" before the commercial break. I was born by a river. Like, think about this shit. Why the fuck do you need to wear suits and have a stern face to talk about a fucking sport, nigga? Think about it. What's up, Larry? Think about it. It's sports, dog. Sports coverage should be niggas in a sweatsuit with a tall can with a brown paper bag wrapped around it, sitting with their feet cooked up on a lazy boy, talking that shit. That should be sports coverage. Sports coverage should have niggas in basketball shorts, the latest J's, nigga. You should talk sports in jeans and a t-shirt. Like, anything more formal than jeans and a t-shirt should not be worn to talk about sports. If you wearing anything more expensive or more high value than jeans and a t-shirt, you shouldn't be talking sports. You're right. These niggas look like they dressed up for worship. Y'all know that's how the old people say it. The old folks don't say worship. They say worship. You know how it is. You get an old black woman to say, "We gonna worship the Lord this morning." Shit, y'all about to get y'all praise on. Anytime you hear an old black man or an old black woman say, "It's time to worship," it's about to be some hooting, tooting, and saluting going on in that motherfucker. Doom, 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 doom. Jesus, 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 Jesus. We about to worship. These niggas look like they about to go worship. Why y'all in suits? And why the long faces? You see the white man, see at this point, I want to play the video, but I don't want to get a strike. I might just go ahead and play the video and then put the replay up on my Patreon so we can do it right. Let's see. But you see the white boy looking dead ass. Looking dead ass serious. And then the 3 black men. And this is why I'm like, this makes us look weak, black men. That's why I don't support it. That's why I can't watch this shit. You're not going to get my viewership. This part that I recorded was literally all that I watched, and I left. I recorded this on my cell phone. I was like, I can believe what I see, but goddamn. So let's watch this shit.
The Knicks in our opening game. Then afterwards,
So you see everyone.
Following to say about New York City's vaccine mandates.
Yeah, I don't get it. It just feels like at this point now, somebody's trying to make a statement or a point to flex their authority. But, you know, everybody out here is looking for attention, and that's why I feel like the mayor wants right now is some attention, you know.
All right, Michael Logan, how do we react to
Basically what happened, for those of you who didn't hear, if you may not have heard, Kevin Durant said they're talking about the vaccine mandate in New York. Kyrie Irving, the great Kyrie Irving, was sitting courtside with his woman at the game, watching the game. Because in the city of New York, people now no longer need to be vaccinated to attend games. But Mayor Eric Adams got some bullshit going on to where he sort of it seems to those of us with a brain that Mayor Eric Adams is trying to prove a point by keeping the rule for the workers and for the basketball players to be vaccinated. Funny caveat is, if you're a road team, if you're on the road playing against the Brooklyn Nets or the New York Knicks, then the mandate doesn't apply to you. It only applies to players on the home team. It doesn't apply to fans watching no more. It doesn't apply to media. It doesn't apply to anyone but players on the home team. And Kyrie Irving has been taking a stance against the mandated vaccinated. And so it looks as if Eric Adams is trying to prove a point. Kyrie Irving's allowed to play on the road, but he's not allowed to play at home. So that's the setting that starts off what we're going to talk. Well, this response you're going to hear right now. You're about to hear a response from the Coon Brigade putting Kevin Durant back in his place.
Kevin Durant is too aware and too plugged in to say something that impertinent.
Master gonna get you.
What's the point of that? Want some attention? You want to call out somebody? Call out your teammate. Tell them to get a shot.
Follow the program, boy.
See? Call out your teammate. Tell him to get a shot. What, nigga? This motherfucker said if you gonna call somebody out, call out your teammate. Tell him to get a shot. Master gonna get you. You thinks we playing here, boy? The fuck kind of shit is this? Look at how strong these old black men get when they are chastising a younger black man. One of the main reasons why black people in the situation we in right now. You got the old niggas. Every time a younger black man shows that he's going to put his foot down on something, it's always these old ass niggas that want to jump in and say something. This motherfucker right here. And I used to watch PTI back in the day.
I could have gone to grade school in metropolitan New York without vaccines.
Don't be thinking for yourself, boy.
So irresponsible and not accountable enough to look at
the rest of them stiff ass niggas.
Put a shot in your arm. The vaccine is not about attention.
Put a shot in your arm. For those of you who didn't hear that, he said, put a shot in your arm. If you want to play, put a shot in your arm. I feel tough. Put a shot in your arm. Nigga, what?
People died, hundreds of thousands of them, from this virus. And
you know who else is dying? Woolbine? Black people in your city, Chicago. You know why they dying? Because in 2012, then President Obama allowed over 104 schools in the city of Chicago to be shot down. Why did I lay blame on Obama? It's because those schools were shut down because of budget concerns. The president has the authority to allocate funds in cases of emergency without congressional approval. Everybody knows when schools shut down, the crime and murder rate goes up because you have young people with nothing else to do, time on their hands, a city that provides them all the guns that they want. They can find guns, but they can't find books. And that happened in the city you live in, Wilbon, and you didn't say shit. So you don't give a fuck about lives, nigga. You capping. And that's how it is with all these motherfuckers. That's why I don't believe people when they start talking about lives. You niggas that go around talking about people's lives can be saved. Lives. What about the lives? Y'all the most full of shit ass niggas on earth. You don't give a fuck about no goddamn life. You just using that so-called life as a proxy for your bullshit ass agenda. Talking about you care about lives. Man, please. Let's keep, I don't want to get no strike. Man, let me put this picture up so I don't get no strikes. I'm going to keep playing.
Mayor of New York needs to attend to a basketball team's needs, your needs, before he needs to attend to the needs of a metropolitan area, the biggest in America? Are you kidding me?
But you can go to games without a vaccine.
Again, Kevin Durant, that's some knuckleheads who would say stuff like this. I'd probably let it go. Kevin Durant is too smart.
You out of line, boy.
Everybody wants to tell you how woke they are.
Get back in line,
like
boy.
That's offensive. Stop.
You saw how he used that term woke? Everybody wants to talk about how woke they are. Old niggas over here labeling. I swear old niggas be the biggest haters. God damn. These old niggas, boy. Now, they had the old nigga talking, Michael Wilbon, and then they kicked it to the younger nigga with a good hairline, the one that relate to the millennials and Gen X, mostly Gen X, because Fab Five and all that stuff, Jalen Rose, for the most part, he keep it 100 as much as he can.
This is not.
And I told the homie Sydney, I'm not going to say much bad about Jalen because I see he got a new show over on HBO, and he working with Jalen. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go too hard on your boy, because when my people, y'all, you working with you gave an opportunity to my boy. All right, I'm not gonna go too hard on this nigga. Nah, fuck that. Let's be 100. Jalen Rose, you sounded like a hoe right here. You sounded like a whole hoe. Listen to what this nigga say.
About civil rights. This is not about oppression.
It's about following the program.
Heard he said? He said this is not about, I know the audio's low because I recorded this from my phone off my TV. So I'm doing it that way so hopefully I don't get no YouTube copyright strike or whatever. So this is from my phone on my TV. That's why the audio's so low. So listen, he said it's not about racism, it's not about oppression. Of course, they always got to get a nigga to say that. And who better to get it than the young hip nigga? You know what I'm saying?
This is not about civil rights. This is not about oppression.
It's about following the program, nigga.
This is Kyrie's choice to not be vaccinated.
Don't be independent, boy.
To do something, he would be forced to get vaccinated.
Can't get white folks to say this shit no more, so you get niggas to do it.
But let's not act like this is an act of heroism. This ain't Harriet Tubman or Rosa Parks.
He said, let's not act like this is an act of heroism. He's standing up against you corny ass nigga, so it kind of is. Kyrie's doing what he has, what he feels in his heart is the right thing to do. And the people who are supposed to be paid to highlight the best aspects of his game, the ability to shoot, dribble, pass, screen, rebound, make free throws, play defense, you know, the reason why we actually watching, the reason why you hoe ass niggas on the sideline even got a job. Y'all don't have a job if we're not interested in that sport. No one wants to hear what any of these four motherfuckers on this panel got to say outside of a sport. If they weren't covering the sport, nobody would call Michael Wilbon for anything. Jalen Rose, you'd probably own a barbershop somewhere on the south side of Chicago if it weren't for basketball. Stephen A. Smith, you'd probably be a Jeffrey Osborne impersonator if it weren't for basketball. You'd probably be going around to these different bars, impersonating Jeffrey Osborne, walking up to chicks saying, "Can you woo, woo, woo?" Oh, fake Jeffrey Osborne looking bastard. This nigga will be going around singing, "What we have is much more than they can see." That's what this nigga Stephen A. Smith would be doing if he didn't have no sports to cover. He wouldn't be the real Jeffrey Osborne. He'd be a lead singer in a Jeffrey Osborne cover band. The LTD Review. That's who this nigga would be. And that white guy, Greenberg, he'd probably be somewhere scamming old people out of their homes. That's what his ass. He look like a conniving son of a bitch, don't he? He look like the kind of mother. He like the kind of cat that will get his grandmother to sign her house over into his name. That's how Greenberg looked right there in the middle. He looked like he stole his own grandmama's house. So what will he do to you? And Wilbon, he look like this nigga right here. Wilbon, he's such a good, faithful, loyal nigga. He probably would have had a job like as a butler or a waiter in the mayor's house in Chicago. That's a Wilbon. Wilbon would be like, he looks like the nigga that works for somebody in government. That good Negro that drives the white politician around and opens his doors. And it's all right, Mr. Charlie, sir. Oh, no. Here's your briefcase. You can't forget your briefcase, Mr. Charlie shirt, sir. Now, when you go in that meeting, go on and knock them on out, sir. That's who these motherfuckers would be if basketball wasn't so interesting to watch. A barber, a butler, a Jeffrey Osborne impersonator, and a scammer. Yeah, Wilbon would have been he'd have been a better Benson. And nigga would have been Benson 2.0. He said he would have been brushing Lori Lightfoot's afro. So these are the niggas you got talking. So since we all love basketball and people are forced, you motherfuckers come right on. Hell, I didn't have time to hit the mute button when the quarter ended. They send you jive suckers right on, and we gotta listen to y'all. And this is what you say? Let me keep going.
These niggas are paid to keep them niggas in line.
Well, hell no, I don't. And I don't respect it because
This
it's Kyrie Irving. You see, he got daddy.
Hold on. This is Stephen A. Smith talking. He started by saying, "I don't respect Kyrie Irving." I'm going to shut the fuck up and y'all listen to Jeffrey Osborne's impersonator speak.
Well, hell no, I don't. And I don't respect it because it's coming from Kyrie Irving. You see, you got daddy that's at the games, and he's hugging him after every game like he's a victim, like he's being victimized by folks. You got his stepmom.
Hold on. Stephen A. Smith just brought up the fact that Kyrie Irving hugs his father after the game. And then said as if he's some sort of victim. Huh? Kyrie Irving's always hugged his dad after games, long before this coronavirus stuff. See how they find a way to attack black men? And they use Caribbean coons like this Jeffrey Osborne impersonator to do it? What's so wrong about hugging your father? How can you find... You gotta have a sadistic, sorry, simp-ass soul to get mad at a man for hugging his father. You gotta be a wretched soul to bring that up. This motherfucker looking like a turtle off Super Mario Brothers 3. But you want to talk about that man's father. The fuck? Let's keep going.
Was his father.
Talking about the fact that she's the only African-American woman that's representing an NBA player. No props and congratulations to you. But in the end, here's the bottom line.
He just criticized Kyrie for bragging, which this shouldn't be a brag. It really shouldn't be a brag. It's shame on the NBA that this is a brag, that Kyrie has a black woman as his agent. That shouldn't even be a brag. Out of the hundreds of players, it should be at least 20 black female agents and 40 to 70 black male agents. 80 black male agents. It should be. The fact that the NBA has one, that shouldn't even be a brag. But Stephen A. Smith is clowning him for being the player that's willing to allow that to happen. This motherfucker right now, I feel like jumping on top of his head, pressing it down into a turtle shell, picking that turtle shell up, running with it, jumping over a couple pipes, and then throwing that turtle shell at King Cooper. That's what I feel like doing every time I see Stephen A. Smith. I feel like jump on top of his head and making that sound. And then when you pick up his turtle and you run with that hoe, and then when you see the little mushrooms coming, boom, knock their asses out, and then hit up and yeah. This motherfucker look like old ass mutant nigga turtles over here.
You ain't following the program, nigga.
Brooklyn because of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving wanted everybody to come there with him. Kyrie Irving is the only one that's unavailable to play. And for you to walk into an arena during a Nets game, I understand that he should be playing for his...
Now he mad that Kyrie walked into the arena. Okay, I've had enough of this motherfucker right here. But y'all see how they use sports. Sports is used as a canvas for old black men to repeat white male talking points about young black men. That's why sports exists. One of the reasons sports exists. The major reason is to distract you niggas from what's real. But the white supremacists, things don't have one level for them. They layer their bullshit. They layer their shit. Multi-layered. So you got all these niggas talking shit about Kyrie Irving. and Kevin Durant. But I noticed this in 2014 when Kevin Durant stopped talking to the media locally because of how they covered his injury. I noticed the media, ever since then, has never had a favorable point of view towards Kevin Durant. But my question is this: why are these niggas talking so goddamn much? If y'all want to talk so much, talk about this. And and like I said, much respect to Jalen, but there was reports that came out, and this is alleged. I'm telling y'all right now, this is alleged. Jalen Rose was getting divorced from his wife, Molly Curum. This is this chick over here in a red dress. Who's already showing signs of aging. But you niggas like that shit. Y'all love going to find the nearest, not every nigga, these NBA niggas. NBA niggas like going to find the nearest non-black woman that they can find to marry. And the reports had come out that the reason they was getting a divorce is because she was smashing Stephen A. Smith. Damn, that goes, fellas. For all of my fellow hairline loss ass niggas, just tell you something. These women don't give a fuck about your hairline. Look at this nigga Stephen A. Smith's hairline. His hairline is obtuse. His hairline starts near the back of his brain. This nigga's hairline, he has a 7 head. This motherfucker's hairline look like low tide at the beach. Y'all, if y'all who live in coastal communities, y'all know what low tide look like. The rest of the sand up here is still wet from earlier today when the water was on it. But now the water way back there. You see all kind of soda cans and litter and shit. Because it's low tide. And Jalen Rose got the hairline that niggas dream of. Niggas be spending $2,500 on hair units to look like Jalen Rose's hairline. And with all that said, you got cheated on, allegedly, by a nigga whose hairline looks like a 3 o'clock shadow. Damn. So I'm telling you all fellas, if y'all got a hairline, you got a George Jefferson, don't trip. Y'all don't need to go around spending $2,500 on hair, man weaves. Just be yourself. If you got that, Stephen A. Smith got that paper. So he let that paper speak for him. Some of you niggas ain't got Stephen A. Smith's paper. Hell, none of us, I don't. But some of you fellas may have game. It ain't the hairline, fellas, it's the game. All right? Jalen Rose, gal, messed around with one of Cooper's troopers. Damn, that got her hurt. So we see here that these sports shows are designed to have old black men repeat talking points that old white men want to say about young black men, giving the white folks plausible deniability. Because in those people's earpieces, when they're talking and in their production meetings before these shows, they're all taught and told which angles to take. They get a topic from the people in the back, and the people in the back be like, you take this angle, Stephen A. Smith. Jalen Rose, you take that angle. Michael Wilbon, you take this angle. And you niggas better not deviate off the angles we give you, boys. Because if any of you boys use your own mind, well, Stephen A. Smith, we hired you because you ain't got a mind. You never took time to figure out your mind, Stephen A. Smith. Your mind is whatever master say is on your mind. We gave you boys this job to stick within these guidelines. And if you boys don't fall in line, nigga, you's not gonna have a job. And you know how much these old niggas like they job. Cause what happens every time? What happened? Remember when Kyrie first took the stance? It was Stephen A. Smith talking something. That is your job. Your job is to show up, and your job is your job. All them old niggas love talking about your job. You must do what you do to keep your job. Don't be sitting around thinking, boy, you got a job. Old weak ass niggas. Stop giving these niggas your attention, black people. I ain't telling you to stop watching sports, but think about it. A game is 48 minutes long. I can understand you may want to watch Sports Center to catch up on the games that happened that day. But hell, that was a necessary thing back then. We got the internet. They don't even need Sports Center for that. You can go right online and look. Black people, black men, we spend too much time on these sports, and they know it. So they send their best their most loyal boys to cover sports. Keep you niggas in line. Stephen A. Smith may be forgotten by history. I think you're right. He will be forgotten. But the damage he does in the present over the last 10 years, irrefutable. He's cost a lot of black men a lot of money. With how he covers them. So pay attention. Pay attention. What you niggas talking about in the chat room? I'm gonna get into some of y'all questions in a little bit, but I do want to cover this part right here before I get into that. The Monroe Doctrine. We are in, well, not we, but the United, well, we live in the United States, hell, so we affected by it, so I may as well say we, because we affected by whatever the fuck these crackers do. These crackers are in a war, well, not even in a war, but they in Russia and Ukraine business. And so what I've been noticing people in the media fanning the flames about a possible attack from Russia and how we need to be look out for World War III because Russia might come kick our motherfucking ass. Let me tell you something, man. Ain't gonna be no ground wars in North America. You dig? You wanna know why? Part of the reason is the Monroe Doctrine. Quick history lesson for everybody, because although it's great to know and understand black history, you must. But you also must understand the history of the place that you live in, which is the United States. And some of the shit that these crackers did, because you're still affected by it. 1823, President James Monroe met with Congress. And it's funny, he met with them on December 2nd. That was the same day as D-Day, 120 years later. But 199 years ago, December 2nd, 1823, the Monroe Doctrine was established. What did the Monroe Doctrine? Basically, if we put the Monroe Doctrine, if we put it all into short terms, it's a policy saying that it warns European nations that y'all can't fuck with nothing in the Western Hemisphere. Nothing. Y'all, North America, South America, Central America is under the jurisdiction of the United States of America. And if any of you motherfuckers come over here, you dig, it's gonna be some problems. He said no country in Europe can have control over puppet leadership in the Western Hemisphere, and you motherfuckers can't establish a military base in the Western Hemisphere. That's why the Cuban Missile Crisis was so alarming to the United States. Because when Russia sent that missile to Cuba, that was the first time the Monroe Doctrine was challenged. Well, because of this Monroe Doctrine, China, Russia, they don't have a means to stock and resupply and sustain a ground war. I'm not saying they can't strike with a missile or two from where they are. I'm sure they have the technology to do so. But for every missile they got, the United States got like 2,000. Guarantee goddamn to you that. So, when you hear the media talking about a possible Russian invasion, an invasion requires the ability to stock and resupply the troops. Well, if where you live and where all your resources come from is on the other side of the ocean, how can you stock and resupply the troops? Basic question. You can't. You can do a few runs, but you cannot sustain a war without the ability to stock and resupply. Versus the United States. The United States, if it wanted to have a war, the United States has North Korea, South Korea, where it can stock and resupply, Japan, a lot of your South Pacific islands are friendly to the United States, Australia, Afghanistan, and when it comes to Russia, all of the NATO nations. The United States can fight a ground war in any of these countries, but those countries cannot necessarily fight a ground war over here. And just say by happenstance they did try to come and fight a ground war in the United States. The United States has treaties with the Canadian military, which it has treaties with if it's ever attacked. And they supply the Canadian military with all their weapons. They have the Mexican military, which the United States supply with all of its weapons and planes. And more so than that, in the United States, they say that there's like, what, over 10 guns to every one person in the United States? The United States is packing the citizenry, them rednecks, and the niggas, especially you niggas down south. Got all the guns. Why am I bringing this up? I'm just bringing this up for a quick little public service announcement. Don't let these crackers on the news scare you. That's all I'm trying to say. Russian troops running down your street with tanks ain't happening. The plane carrying those tanks will get shot down somewhere over the Pacific Ocean. You dig what I'm saying? The ships bringing those tanks will get bombed to smithereens. So don't let the media fool you, is all I'm trying to say. Look at this war in Russia, this Ukraine conflict, this Russian conflict. Look at this shit as entertainment, something fun to watch, and leave it at that. Don't let these crackers scare you. And that's my public service announcement for this bullshit ass, fake ass war going. I don't want to say fake, it's a real war. It's definitely a real war. It's not no, some people like, I say fake because they're all being fake. Everybody's fake. The Russians are fake. The United States is fake. The Ukraine is fake. When I say fake, they faking as if they're doing something over honor, over something within having some kind of integrity. No, it ain't. Y'all all a whole bunch of warmongering, non-peaceful, non-natural to earth bastards. That's what they are. Yeah. So what y'all talking about in the chat room? Y'all want me to open up the phone line? I'll open up the phone line for a little bit, then I'm gonna get the fuck on out of here. 323-744-7425. 323-744-7425. What you niggas want to talk about? I'm looking at the chat now. I saw you said something, Nino Black. You said you're not typing. Let's see what this is. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, brother? Man, it's Ivor, man. How you feeling?
What's up, Ivor? How's it going?
I can't complain, man. I changed my name in the chat to Natural Immunity, man. That's me in there talking shit.
Okay. Natural Immunity in there. What's going on in your mind, brother?
Man, just chilling, man. Just wanted to chime in on this. First of all, man, fuck Mike Wilburn, man, with Rock Hudson's dick, because he's full of shit. Straight up, man. I'm so sick of these dudes with these narratives. I know ESPN just get them in a huddle and send them out there to do their dirty work. You know, not just ESPN, but all of them, man. I'm just tired of that, man. You know, why we got to be subjected to being, downtrodden and kicked and have all these narratives pushed on us. You know, we just supposed to sit back and not say nothing about it, man. I'm tired of that. You know, that's one. And two, with this whole Russia-Ukraine deal, all this stuff was planned centuries ago. You know, this whole World War III business really is against us, the people. You know, the war itself, you know, it's not what they telling us. Yeah, they fighting and they doing things, but it ain't as violent or it ain't as drastic as they, report. Because you wouldn't get real cameras, showing you anything if it was really like that.
That's
you know,
true.
but a lot of this stuff was already pre-planned and written. But it's really a war against us, coming for our civil liberties and our rights. And, you know, it's really up to us. Really, we got to change the landscape of stuff, man. We really need to do away with all these puppets in government and start governing ourselves, like I keep saying. But until we wake up with that, you know, we're just going to keep going through these same, you know, emotional cycles and all this trauma-based mind control stuff they doing. So, I mean,
they working a real job on us right now. You brought up a good point, man. Thanks for calling.
All the time, bro. Stay up, man.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Yeah, like these motherfuckers I'm tired of these old ass niggas. 310, what's up? Where you calling from? We're probably calling from LA. What's your name?
It's RJ, man, the Straight Fire Channel. What's going on with you, DeWan B? Long time fan, long time listener.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's on your mind, brother?
Man, just hear laughing, man, entertain, agreeing with you, man. Everything you saying is on point, dude. Like, the media is just trying to, they lying to us every day. Basically.
Every day.
If you listen to mainstream media, I mean, every day, lies after lies, man. And, you know, they talk to me like, hey, I kind of feel, I feel where Russia coming from. Shit, if UK is a white supremacist state and they feel they need to destroy that, hey, do it. Shit, white on white crime is good with me. Shit, I don't give a, white on white crime is okay, man. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? The black man, like you said, they ain't gonna bring nothing over this way. The minute they bring tanks and all that shit into the United States, niggas is jacking them, then we coming up on tanks. So it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out, I think you know my boy Larry Dukes too, man. So shout out to him. Shout out to you, DeWan. Keep it going, man. You great at this, man.
100, man.
Much
Thank
love.
you. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Peace.
Yeah, y'all bring a tank down the street. Niggas gonna be stealing the rims off that tank. Niggas gonna be taking the rubber and retreading their uncle's. I could use this rubber. My uncle got a truck that I can retread them tires with. Nigga, that's gonna be a come up if they tried that shit here. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on? It's Najee from New Jersey, man. I always love chopping with you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And, you know, even with, see, Russia and China was like, you know, making moves. Like, all this is preemptive. Like, this is planned. So the warfare that we're going to see, they're basically going to try to economically cripple the United States. They're trying to basically make a currency that's comparable to the dollar, you know, because the United States, you know, one of their forms of weaponry is, you know, crippling you financially, as you can see what they're doing. And
yeah.
Russia and the United States, I mean, Russia and China, before this invasion, you know, weeks before this invasion, you know, made a pact, an unconditional pact, you know, that has that in the language, it has no bounds. Just like how when Israel does something in the Middle East, you'll never see the United States criticize Israel because that relationship, you know, has no bounds.
Yeah.
And the wild card is India, who has yet to come out and condemn Russia. So this is also a play on the BRIC nations, you know, Russia, China, and India. That's exactly, you know, what we're witnessing. And, you know, my whole thing is just more like the hypocrisy of it all. Like, I mean, when they willing out Hillary Clinton and they give, you know, she's giving commentary on invasion, you know, like she wasn't responsible for what happened in Libya. You know what I mean? This witch went up there and was asked about the murder of Muammar Gaddafi. She said, we came, we saw, he died. So she's the last person that I really want to hear about. And also Stephen A. Smith, and I'll let you go. I'm from Jersey, New York City, so he used to come on an AM station, 1600. It was more or less, it was a morning show. So I want to say this, and I've used to call and you know, always, you know, chop it up with him, always disagreeing with him. So he is who he's showing you he is. He's been this way for a long time. So when I seen him with this large platform, I just shook my head. I said, well, we don't know what we got coming. Because I get in conversations with this guy, and that same kind of like Sambo spirit has always been there. All right, bro.
All right, man. You have a good one. Thanks, man. Yeah, like, he brought up Hillary Clinton. I can't stand her. Hillary Clinton, don't she look like Rosie from the Jetsons? Like, look at Hillary. I tried to answer your call. My bad, call. I tried to answer the call back. I didn't answer in time. I was putting this picture of Rosie from the Jetsons. Don't they look like twins to you? What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Ty from Florida. What's up, big brother?
What's up, Ty? How's it going?
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You know, like Dr. John Henry Clark, our beloved elder, he said, we Africans, we controlled, half of history was over before the white man came out of his cave. How did they defeat us?
It's been a 3,000 year, it's been a 3,000 year mission. That's been an ongoing mission. You gotta look at it over that. The book Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams breaks it down the best. But going back to around before the Greek Empire, through all those empires, you had destruction coming from the east when it came from the Asiatic, the Muslims. They had been attacking Africa for 800 years before Europeans set foot in Africa to attack Africa. So when you've been dealing with 800 years of war, and then here come these people with these guns, after 800 years, most of your shit's already been destroyed by the time they got there. And then when it comes to the Americas, we're looking at a progression. They started their war on the Americas in the 1500s, is when the Europeans started this war on the Americas. And they used a lot of infighting between Native American tribes, the red-skinned native against the dark-skinned native. And some of it was us. They used us. Buffalo Soldiers. That's why I never celebrate the Buffalo Soldiers. They had the Buffalo Soldiers coming out, clearing out the West. They didn't do it. We did. And just after we did it, they took it. And then we complained about what they took. Well, that never would have happened if we didn't help them to begin with. So they manipulated a lot of infighting and tribal wars in the Americas. And it took over 400 years for it to be complete. They started in 300 years. They started in the 1500s. America as a whole wasn't really settled, quote unquote. I don't like using the word settled. Settled just means they killed everybody off. But they weren't done fighting wars in the Americas until after the Civil War. So, you know what I mean? And coming up on conflicts. And so it took over 300 years for them to conquer the total of the Americas. They've so we got to look at it that way. They've always united amongst the color of whites, and 40 million white people came to the Americas between 1880 and 1915, over 40 million. So when they had that many reinforcements, at some point, hey, war's over with. But us as black people, we never stopped fighting. We still fighting this thing.
So we have no friends, like you said. From all sides, they fighting us.
From all sides. And how they got us, they use other native groups against us. The Yamasee War is a great example. So we got to know that they use the Italians. They were called ethnics. The Italians, the Greeks, the Jews, the Irish. They were ethnics. They were supposed to be like us. They were like, hey, you know what I mean? They were in a quote unquote oppressed group. But the minute it came time for them to get some rights, them motherfuckers became white and they used them against us.
Yes, sir.
Happened again with Asians, happened again with the Spanish. Now it's happening with Africans. So it's the old game, but we got this shit, brother.
Hey, I love the history, bro. I love your history, man. You be spitting, bro. Learn a lot every time I tune in, brother. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that, man. You have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, man. They put in a lot of work to get us in the position that we in, black people. But we still fighting. Yeah, but Hillary Clinton looked too much like Rosie from the Jetsons. That's why I never fucked with her. Look at her. She even talked like Rosie. I will win the 2016 presidential election. Donald Trump ain't got shit on me. Her pussy probably got a bear trap in it. She look like her pussy got a bear trap in that motherfucker. That's why old Billy Boy Clinton was fucking with that bag-faced Monica Lewinsky looking chick. Bill Clinton has a horrible taste in women. Hillary ugly. Monica Lewinsky was ugly. This bitch like she got a bear trap in between them thighs. Cutting all kind of phalluses off. Watch out for women like her. Watch out for her. For real. Larry, dog, speaking of, that's not a war. Nigga, Larry, I'll beat your ass from pillar to post, boy. Nigga, I'll slap them bangs off your head and your hairline gonna look like Stephen A. Smith when I'm done with you, nigga. Better watch out. I'll slap some Michael Wilbon wrinkles into your face, nigga. You better talk about when we gonna fight. Larry, I'll knock your ass out, boy. This motherfucker. I'll knock you out, then throw my toothpick in your face like Razor Ramon, bitch. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry the rest of y'all that had to hear that, you know. But we all know, got that one friend that should be talking that shit. But the minute you see them, you know they ain't gonna want to run no fade. You'll get knocked out like you David Spade, nigga. Straight Fire said she got a face fit for Morse code. Ha ha ha! He said it's like the blue box of macaroni. Y'all niggas is dumb. Cause a bear trap. Yeah, nah. You don't want to fuck with no Hillary Clinton. Oh yeah. Do Hillary still got that sauce in her purse? I'm glad we rejected her. I'm so glad we rejected her. Hillary Clinton. Nigga, please. But look out. I got a lot of shit coming your way, a lot of projects coming your way. I'm about to do a Patreon webinar pretty soon. Communicating. Sitting around communication. I haven't figured out what I'm titling yet, but if you're on my Patreon member, you get all my webinars. If you're not on Patreon, I will sell them without you having to join Patreon if you just want one at a time. But if you want them all, past, present, and future webinars, join the Patreon. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. Watch Craig Facts later on. And remember this. Don't listen to these sorry-ass media puppets. These good boys. Sports is just a canvas for white men to shit on young black men through the mouthpiece of old black men. The Monroe Doctrine is 199 years old, still going unchallenged. There's not going to be a ground war in the United States because 2 oceans and a whole continent of space, minimizing the enemy's ability to resupply itself. It's not going to happen. So don't let these media types scare you. Hillary Clinton was a product of Rosie from the Jetsons. Rosie had sex with Eddie Munster and created Hillary Clinton. As cool as Jalen Rose is, Remember, he still speak for them folks. Mike Wilbon is Samuel L. Jackson on Django. That white boy Greenberg over there, he looked like somebody who was still his own grandmama's house. And Stephen A. Smith got a Jeffrey Osborne tribute concert that he gonna be singing in a couple weeks. Oh, woo-wooing ass nigga. All right? And remember this, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect message is for those who are willing to pick up the game. My name is Dewan. I'm out.